Formerly 100 men who cook, now 100 cooks who care. Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is Chad Hoffman. Chad is the Jasper Market president of Old National Bank, and he gets to take care of 100 cooks who care. Also joining him and me is Nick Stevens.
Hi.
Nick is a commercial loan officer with Old National Bank. Thank you for joining us. Now we're going to talk about this new event called 100 Cooks Who Care. Chad, if you could give us a little history.
A little history on 100, well, formerly 100 Men Who Cook, as you mentioned. In Jasper Market and the surrounding counties, we started this event in 2014. And since then, we've done 3 of these events benefiting, 6 different not-for-profits, totaling over about $600,000 in net proceeds to the bottom line for our local nonprofits in our community. So pretty excited about that number.
And really, this is every 2 years you hold the event.
Every 2 years,
yeah. So we're a little out of rhythm right now because COVID, and then the every 2 years kind of messed
We're
things
more than
up.
a little out of rhythm. The last event we had was in 2018. We were scheduled to do it in 2020. Obviously, there's other things that happened in 2020 and beyond that prevented us from going ahead and having it that year. So here we are in 2022, trying to get back on track.
Okay, and the most important thing about the 100 Cooks Who Care is that money is raised for organizations, and every year you choose 1 or 2 organizations. The past few years it's been 2 organizations. Let's talk about the 2 organizations that will benefit from this year's 100 Cooks Who Care.
We have Crisis Connection of Du Bois County and Mentors for Youth of Du Bois County. Both organizations are helping to solve some major problems that are going on in our community. Crisis Connection with domestic violence and all the other list of things that they work on. Mentors for Youth is our youth, trying to mentor our young kids to continue to grow and prosper in our community. And it's amazing the work that both these organizations do.
And it's not just a flip of the coin and go, okay, we're going to take this one and this one. You guys go through some real jury work to get that down.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to be the beneficiaries of this event, as you might imagine. So it is an extremely hard task to sit down with an external committee of community members, big 100 Men Who Cook, 100 Cooks Who Care, supporters from the past that kind of decide who we really want to concentrate on. And we try to we like to benefit as many people as we can, as opposed to just one beneficiary many times, and then kind of make sure there's some synchronized, mentors to youth and children and domestic violence, sexual violence, and just trying to blanket the people who are impacted by some of the darker things in our community that we don't like to talk about. We have the luxury of not having to, because organizations like Crisis Connection and Mentors for Youth really do an excellent job of taking care of that for us.
And what needs to be remembered, they need money to run their organizations. And that's what happens here. It's a fundraising event, but it's a fun fundraising event.
It is fun.
Describe what 100 Cooks Who Care is for those who don't know.
Okay, well, we got 100 cooks in our community, chefs. As Ty Hunter would say, he uses chefs very loosely, citing that you're actually one of them.
Yeah,
so.
That's right.
So we got about 100 chefs around the room at the Huntingburg Event Center. They all come up with their special dish, whether it's, meats. Some people are proud of their meats or their desserts or their sides, all different types of food. And then, we sell a bunch of tables to the general public where they come and get to go around and taste all of the different things that are around the room, kind of a foodie's dream world there. And then they get to tip. Every chef will have a tip jar in front of them. And if the chef gets enough tips from everybody that's going around tasting their food, they'll get the coveted Golden Spatula Award, which is the main purpose of the night for the chefs, because it's a really nice award that you can put in your man room or your office desk or wherever, right in your kitchen or on your mantle.
Yeah. And really, so this is another way that funds are raised. So you're paying for a ticket to get into the event, and then you tip, and don't tip lightly, tip large maybe you tip because you know somebody, maybe you tip because you really like their food, and that's what's important.
There's definitely a little bit of both. There's, some people are just going to tip their buddy or their family member or whatever, and that's fine. It's we encourage that. We don't care.
Yeah.
Okay,
just as much money as you can.
And the Crisis Connection and Mentors for Youth, they don't care either. They just want to see those big dollar bills going into the tip jars.
And typically, there's also a silent auction and auction of items.
Yeah,
That's right.
and I think we've got somewhere between 20 to 30 silent auction items and probably 12 to 15 live auction items that will be going up for auction that day. It's always a fun event. Those auctions a live auction in particular always gets exciting, and watching the different buyers across the room, and you got buddies going against each other, and it's like, I'm not going to let him beat me.
Right.
And so again, it's great. It's great for Crisis Connection. It's great for mentors when that happens. So hopefully that happens. And again, there's some very nice items that are out there. There'll be more information coming out on that in the coming weeks, but. It is always fun, that auction side. I enjoy that quite a bit, and I think there are others in the room that really enjoy watching it as well.
Now, there are still some tables and maybe even some seats. And are you selling them seats or just tables?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a table, or if you don't have a company, or if you don't want to spend $750 for a table of 8, you can spend $100 and just come, or you and your wife or you and your significant other can come and just 2 $100 tickets, and we'll put you with some other people that are buying tickets. And it's not just for tables only, so individual tickets are available.
And there's just a few tables left. How can somebody get a table or a ticket?
The best way is I've been kind of taking care of most of that, chad.hoffman@oldnational.com, or my phone number is 812-634-5238. Or we also have a website. It's pretty slick for kind of a not-for-profit deal. 100 Cooks Who Care. Jasper, I would just Google or whatever search bar you generally use, 100 Cooks Who Care, Jasper. You can see all the chefs that are involved, all the pertinent information for the event. You can donate online via credit card to whichever specific chef you'd like to. So actually, we would love to have more action on the website before even the event, and try to get some money raised before we even turn on the lights at the event center that night.
Okay. You can get some money pre-raised.
Yeah.
And again, it's 100 Cooks Who Care. You see the apron that Nick is wearing. All the chefs will each be wearing an apron like that. What kind of food sampling are we talking about? What sort of variety of foods?
Well, I made a few notes here. I looked right before I came. We've got some candied pork belly, lobster mac and cheese, Italian beef, Jamaican jerk meatballs, baby back ribs, Cajun
grits.
Grits. Our own Bill Potter is making some Cajun grits.
Somebody even does candy.
I remember
candy.
I believe Mark Messmer
he does
chocolate.
candy. That's right.
Unfortunately, won't be able to be there this year, but lots of different people that have their little sweet spots, no pun intended there, of what they do well in the kitchen. So.
Well, our own Tom Crodel, now retired, he does the ice cream every year.
Right. He's kind of notorious.
We don't want to take away from that, and then Tom will be there that night, obviously. So that'll be another great thing.
And really, it's a free-for-all. It's not like you have to try a certain amount. You don't have a ticket you have to get punched. You just simply go to whoever or whatever you want and try as much of it as you'd like.
That's right. You get a program at the beginning of the night kind of saying who's got what and where it is, so you kind of have a map of the room, because there's a lot of people in the room and you don't really know where to go.
Right.
So you kind of get somewhat of a map or a playbook at the beginning of the night, so you can kind of go support the chef that you know, or go find that food that you really were hoping to taste.
And no one will go home hungry.
No.
Because there's no way. I mean, 100 different samples, and some samples are pretty generous. When you go around, there is plenty to try and plenty of different kinds of food to have.
There is.
So the big key is right now get your ticket, or at least go online to 100 Cooks Who Care Jasper.
Yes.
And make a contribution that way.
That's right.
If you forget that website, you can call us here at the station. We'll be able to help you too, or call Chad.
Any search bar. You type in 100 Cooks Who Care Jasper, it'll take you right there.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add? It's a great event.
No, I would like to maybe just mention our sponsors.
Yes.
Our Iron Chef sponsors most of them have been with us from the beginning in 2014. Of course, Old National Bank, we put a lot of time into this. Best Home Furnishings, French Lick Resort, Jasper Engines and Transmissions, the Jasper Group, Memorial Hospital, Norse, Blessinger, Wipkenberg, Orthopedics and Spine, OFS Brands, Ruxford Ford Lincoln, Thermwood Corporation, TrueScripts Management Services, and WITZ.
Yeah, it's been a great set of sponsors that have been there from the beginning that keep going.
Yeah, and we couldn't, to have those guys on board from the beginning every time, it's just a great base to build off of, and the event would not be near as successful if it wouldn't be for all of our sponsorship.
And if you're somebody out there that maybe would like to be a chef, could you squeeze somebody in?
Yeah, we can still get them in at this time. I mean, we probably have some deadlines on the programming, probably leading up to a couple weeks before the event, but as long as you can get to us in the next week or two, we could probably still get you in if you really wanted to cook.
Okay. And it's September 10th, Huntingburg Event Center. Doors open at 6. The food serving begins at 7. That usually goes till about 9, does it?
Yeah,
not?
it's not a real long event.
Yeah.
Everybody only serves for about an hour and a half or so, and then the live auction, silent auction, ends after that, and it's a very casual event. Jeans. Don't feel like you need to get dressed up. This is a fun event. We want people to be comfortable. We found that the more comfortable they are, the more they tip. And that's what the open bar's for as well.
Okay. Now, should people bring cash? That's probably the best way to tip.
Yeah, probably a lot
right?
of cash.
Yeah.
And like, as we said, it would be great if you wanted to go around and tip everybody before you even got there on the website. But yes. Cash, don't bring change. Change is the enemy that night. But we've got several employees back in the money counting room that get real mad at us when we bring back change to count. So dollar bills, $5 bills, $20 bills. Bring cash. We'll have cash there, but obviously, try to pre-plan on the cash tipping scene. Definitely. Good point.
It's a very good
Glad
point.
you brought up about wear jeans. Be casual. This is a fun event. It really is. It truly is it's a magic event. There's something about this. It's
just different.
unusual and
It's
it's
just
really
different.
kind of neat. You'll get plenty of food and really a great variety of different kinds of food.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get to, I remember every year, it's always try something different that I've never tried before, and it's like, oh, I like that. I need to try to get that recipe.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Some of them won't give them away.
Okay, well, I will give my recipe away. Okay, I will give part of mine away. All right, 100 Cooks Who Care, September 10th. Get your tickets right now by calling Old National Bank or going online. You can find some information out that way. It benefits Mentors for Youth and Crisis Connection. It's an important fundraiser for them. They've been looking forward to this for years.
That's right.
Literally. All right. Thank you very much, Chad Huffman and Nick
Thanks, Bill.
Stevens
Thank you.
from Old National Bank, who have joined us here. We hope to see you at 100 Cooks Who Care. This is 18 WJTS. We're local people watching local people.